Hi again then guys, and welcome to another speed build on Forza Horizon 3, and this time we're tuning up a very quick luxury GT car, the BMW M6. Pretty easy to win from what I've seen on the wheel spins, not overly expensive to buy either. And if you are a Beamer fan, if you like the M6, you won't be disappointed by the performance on this car. It's very quick. Now I must admit, personally, I'm not a huge fan of this version. I do like the M6, I love the 635 CSI from back in the day, but of the new generation, I really do prefer the previous M6. I think it looks so much better. This one to me doesn't look bad, it just looks, I don't know, a little bit generic almost, a little bit like it wouldn't really stand out in a crowd as much anymore. But maybe that's just me. Now as far as the engine, you do of course want that V12, gives you the full 1500 horsepower potential. I would also fit all-wheel drive. Of course, if you don't want that, it's down to you. Of course, the twin turbo as well, and for the rest, you know the drill. If you want the maximum performance, give it all of the power upgrades, lower the weight as much as you can, realistically speaking, and fit everything as a general rule with race or racing in the title. Apart from the roll cage, you just don't need that on this car. And in fact, there's not many modern cars that you do need that on. For straight line performance, at least, for handling you do. Now, on the benchmark, it's seriously rapid. The 0 to 100 time is actually roughly the same as the Lamborghini Centenario from Monday's tune. The 0 to 60 is even quicker than the Centenario. In fact, it's quicker than a lot of supercars, at just under 2 seconds, and the top speed of just under 271 is pretty rapid. Pretty rapid indeed. It can definitely give any supercar in the game a great run for its money. For the gearbox, I would recommend a final drive of 3.1, then individual gears of 2.9, 1.99, 1.5, 1.18, 0.96 and 0.79, so a pretty familiar setup for people who have used my tunes before. Neutral camber and tow, as you'd expect from me, 4 degrees of caster, and of course all of these are perfectly changeable when it comes to suspension and that kind of thing. You might see a slight difference in the benchmark, but it's more down to you and your personal driving style, really. As far as anti-roll, we've got those on 35 and 21, springs on 245 and 217. I've opted for the standard ride height. I don't particularly like this car slammed or raised, but of course, either way, that's down to you. Dampers we've got on 15, 14, 7 and 6. Aero, of course, doesn't apply. And for the diff, as I usually do, I've got 100% on acceleration, 0 on decel, and a 70% split in favour of the back end. If you want more manoeuvrability or want it to be more tail happy, you might want to take it up to a 75 or even an 80, but for better launch as well and off-road ability, I'd recommend more around the 70 region. So that's it for the tune, and if I remember correctly, I think this one is on my storefront, so you can use the keywords down in the video description to find that one quickly and easily. But for now, of course, all that remains is to take it out on the road to see what it can actually do. Now, I'd say there are 2 things in particular about the M6 which are really useful. One is how often it seems to come up as an option in prize wheel spins. Maybe that's just me, but I've seen it a good 3 or 4 times, probably won it a couple of times as well. And the second thing is that because of the fact that more people tend to win it and tend to own it, it doesn't tend to be taken as much of a threat. It's kind of a sleeper in a weird way. It doesn't really look as fast as it is, and even the way it delivers its performance is just kind of quietly relentless. As quiet as a 1500 horsepower V12 can be, that is, but it's kind of visually quiet. But maybe that's just me. So, if you do decide to use this car, and of course this tune or some variation of it, I hope you have a lot of fun with it, of course, and there are plenty more to check out on the channel, in the playlist, at the end of this video. But for now, as always, thanks for watching.